what is the legitimate role of government in a free society. Let me spend just a few minutes discussing what the founders of our nation saw as the legitimate role of the federal government. And to do that, let's turn to the book that they gave us, or the rule book that they gave us, namely the United States Constitution. Most of what the founders saw as the legitimate role for the federal government is found in Article 1, Section 8 of the United States Constitution. And let me just briefly quote sections thereof. It says, Congress shall have the power to lay and collect taxes, duties, imposts, and excises, to pay the debts and provide for the common defense and the general welfare of the United States. In Article 1, Section 8 of the Constitution, they had the power to borrow money on the credit of the United States, to regulate commerce with foreign nations and among several states and with Indian tribes. They're also authorized to coin money, establish post office and post roads, to raise and support armies. The framers of the Constitution granted Congress taxing and spending power for these and a few other activities. Now, nowhere in the Constitution can we find authority for Congress to tax and spend for up to 3/4 of what Congress taxes and spends for today. That is, there's no constitutional authority for farm subsidies, bank bailouts, food stamps, Medicare, Social Security, and a host of other things that the United States Congress does. I think that we can safely say that we made a significant departure from the constitutional principles of individual freedom and its main ingredient, limited government. We made a significant departure from the ideas and principles that made us a rich nation in the first place. Now, these principles of freedom were embodied in our nation through the combined institutions of private ownership of property and free enterprise. Now, some people will say, well, Williams is being kind of narrow about the Constitution, because you'll hear some lawyers will tell you, well, the Constitution is a living document. Well, anybody who says the Constitution is a living document is at the same time saying we do not have a Constitution at all. Because for the rules of the game to mean anything, they must be fixed. Now, the framers gave us ways to amend the Constitution, namely through Article 5, but when somebody says we have a living Constitution, it's like saying that we don't have a Constitution. For example, how many of you would like to play me poker tonight and the rules be living? I mean, maybe under certain circumstances, my 2 pair can beat your 3 of a kind. So for the rules to mean anything, they must be fixed.